What's up, House of Hope? It's the Flavor King, guys, and welcome back to Cooking with Flavor KL. Guys, today we got a Southern classic. We're going with some fried green tomatoes. We have 2 tomatoes. You make sure they're pretty firm. Make sure you have your knife, a sharp knife. Knife sharpened. Cut off that top cap. We want to make sure these are about a 1/4 inch thick. Maybe look something like that, okay? So probably what these 2 tomatoes will yield, probably be about 10 to 12 tomatoes. Okay, once you have your tomatoes cut, we'll go ahead and place them on a board with a lined cooking sheet. We'll sprinkle them with some salt. And what that kosher salt will do is gonna pull the moisture out of the tomatoes. That way, once the water is out of there, your coating mixtures will stick better and it'll fry better. So we're gonna let that rest for about 30 minutes till that water come out, and we'll get our remoulade sauce prepared. Okay guys, now we got our tomatoes resting. We're gonna work on our remoulade sauce, our homemade sauce. So here what we have is a cup of mayo. I have a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne and a 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika. We have some finely chopped salad cubes. And in here we have a 1/2 teaspoon of horseradish, Dijon, ground mustard, and a little bit of minced garlic. And all of this stuff is gonna be to taste. So you do it to taste for yourself and then add or take out as much as you want, okay? So what we'll do is add our mayo to the bowl. Our cayenne and paprika. But you know what? Also, we'll add a couple of globs of W sauce. Got that W sauce right there, the Worcestershire sauce, and your favorite hot sauce. A couple of globs, not a lot. We'll whisk that together. Okay, let me taste that. Need a little. I'll add some little bit of garlic powder. A little bit of onion powder. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's set that to the side and we'll work on our dredge. All right, guys, so look, this is our dredge for our tomatoes. We have a cup of all-purpose flour, and in that we have a 1/2 teaspoon of Cajun seasoning, a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, garlic powder, onion powder. What will be our egg wash? We had 2 eggs and a 1/2 cup of buttermilk that we mixed together. And then our final coating would be a cup of cornmeal and a half a cup of plain breadcrumbs. Okay, and we're gonna work our tomatoes in between these 3 bowls. Make sure you get maximum coverage on your tomato, and make sure you have proper amount of flour, egg wash, and cornmeal, because they're gonna be real fragile. So you wanna make sure that coating sticks to it. All right, so look guys, as you can see, our tomatoes, you can see how the water is, the salt is taking that water out of those tomatoes. We're gonna dry them up a little bit more. We'll pat them dry. But you can see around the paper towel how all the moisture has come from those tomatoes. So they're gonna give us a good coating to cook on, okay? So here, we go over to our flour mixture. Make sure we get a good coverage on there. We'll move it over to our egg wash. So you give that a nice bath in that nice egg mixture. We move it over to our cornmeal mixture. We'll cover it up. Fingers. But be gentle with it, remember. The coating on that is fragile. Once it's all this, you know, we gotta let that set into the tomato. Okay? So I'll do the rest of these and I'll be back. Okay guys, we got our tomatoes. We're getting ready to put them into the grease. We're coming over to our oil. We got it at 325. And we're gonna get ready to start frying our tomatoes. We got about a cup and a half of vegetable oil. Make sure not to overcrowd your pot. Put about 5 in there. Be pretty good. We're gonna let these cook about 3 minutes per side. Okay, about 3 minutes per side, or until they're golden brown.
You can say yes 20 times to please somebody, but the one time you say no,
That's what they remember.
that's what they remember.
Chris Rock said in the movie Spiral, I think it is, the new Saw. He said, you can give a woman 1,000,000 Tuesdays, but you turn down 4 Saturdays and she'll remember it forever.
That's right. Wow.
I know you just talked about how you didn't hear of that many people traveling or whatnot, but was there a specific inspiration for writing a book about it and creating content about being a Black traveler?
I barely saw any Black person, blogs, YouTube videos of anybody who looks like us traveling abroad. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of one of those situations where it's like, okay, either put up or shut up, basically. I've been thinking for a while, thinking, okay, what's a little something I can do on the side or a little change on the side that hasn't been done before? And I thought about it, like, wait, no one's really wrote a Black travel guide for another country. And so I took that last summer to go out almost every day, going out, taking pictures, doing research, all that jazz. And that's what led up to writing the book, our first book.
right, guys, so look, our ramelade sauce is ready. I'm gonna add some lemon juice in there. Got some little acidity. And we good to go. I'm gonna be plating up those nice fried green tomatoes shortly. All right, guys, look, the tomatoes are done. We're gonna get in here and taste it. We got our tomato, it's fried nice and crispy. We got our ramelade sauce. And there's one thing left to do. Oh my God. Guys, crunchy exterior. Nice soft tomato on the inside. Not too tart. You got that sugar that cut that down. Man, oh my God. Gonna go tell that on the mountain. That's amazing. Pound and a half of beef shoulder chuck. That comes from the cow's shoulder. Got to cook this in a braising type liquid so it can soften up and be real tender. Do is cook these in batches. We'll add a little bit of salt to these. We're not even going to season them just yet. We'll add a little salt to each batch so we can brown them in our stock pot. Okay, guys, what we've done, we've added about 2 teaspoons of olive oil to the bottom of our stock pot. We're gonna let that get hot, and then we're gonna start adding our meat in batches. We're gonna let that meat brown on all the sides, and we're only gonna use salt because we don't want all of the other herbs and seasonings to burn in the pot. So we're gonna only use salt to get the maximum browning on that meat. So that's the sound you wanna get. And you also have to make sure your meat is dry. Because moisture is the enemy of browning. So if you don't get your meat dry, it's gonna steam and not brown. You're gonna get all kind of nice goodness on the bottom of this pan. Now we're gonna brown these on each side. Probably take about 4 or 5 minutes. All right, guys, look, we've browned all of our meat. We have some fond in the bottom of the pan. We're gonna add our carrots, celery, and onions, and let that soak up some of that flavor. Half a cup, and we're gonna make it too saucy. Now we're gonna be sauteing the mushrooms for about 5 minutes until that mushrooms hold a lot of water. So we're gonna saute those down for about 5 minutes to draw all of that water out, and that's gonna add more flavor to the bottom of the pan and give you that nice savory taste to that stock. Okay, guys, we sauteed down our mushroom. Now we're gonna deglaze the pan with about a half a cup of the wine. Now what's gonna happen with that? We're gonna push all of that corn off the bottom. And we'll add some flour to this to thicken it up. And then we'll add everything back to the pot. Okay, I've added a 1/3 cup of flour to the onions, carrots, mushrooms, and celery. We'll let that cook off. Beef stocks and our meat, and we'll add that back to the pot. Okay, I added a teaspoon of tomato paste and a teaspoon of beef base. It's better than beef, but we're gonna go with some chicken broth. We go like 2 cups of chicken broth, 2 cups of beef broth. And we'll add all of that right to the pot, bring it up to the boil.
Hi, this is Lena Bird Miles, and you're watching Tea and Worship right here on Hope TV.
Today, we face an unprecedented crisis. Tens of millions of refugees have been forced from their homes. But you can make a difference. Turn disruption and despair to hope and opportunity. Even small amounts make a big difference. Provide shelter, support, or jobs in your community. The more we understand, the greater sense of belonging we create. Act now. Visit supportcrisisrelief.org.
I love the journey with the people. I love to not only listen to God's voice as it speaks to me and through me to the congregation, but to also have a reciprocal stream where I am hearing the voice of God as it comes through the congregation back to me. So I love that exchange as we come together in the moment of worship to listen to the voice of the Spirit.
Thyme, we had 2 bay leaves and some thyme sprigs. Add some chopped garlic to that. And we'll add 1 package of our stew beef seasoning. We'll add 1 package of our stew beef seasoning to the pot. Remember, all the seasoning and whatever is to your taste. So if you don't like a lot of salt, you can use other alternatives. You can use onion powder, garlic powder. So we're gonna bring this up to a boil and then let it simmer. We're gonna go ahead and let this cook for about 1.5 hours, covered, on low. Okay guys, we got about 40 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and add our frozen sweet peas. That's 1 cup of sweet peas. And we're gonna add the potatoes. Gonna let those cook. Last 40 minutes. Cover those up. Covered on low. Stew is done. Potatoes or fork tender. Ooh-wee. Listen guys, look, that beef stew, man, it's gonna go so great. It's nice and chilly outside, and we got that warm, hearty stew with some mashed potatoes or some rice. Oh my God, you're doing your thing. But listen, guys, that's it for this episode. Remember, do whatever you do, but whatever you do, do it with flavor. Peace.